If you're someone who grew up in the 1990s or the 2000s, there's a good chance you remember the show Recess. If you haven't seen Recess, go watch it. It's a great, funny, relatable show. And the fat kid, Mikey, his voice actor, died from an overdose. You can even watch Recess episodes in decent quality on YouTube for free. Some mad person uploaded the episodes like over 15 years ago, and they still haven't been copywritten. Like nobody's done a copyright takedown of those yet. One of the most infamous episodes of Recess revolves around a kid not liking the main character, TJ. Now, TJ, this kid is super popular. You know, he's funny. Even the bullies like him. And there's this episode that centers around this one kid not liking TJ. A lot of fans hate the episode, but it's true though. There are, like, especially when you grow up, there are just specific people that you just don't like for a reason. It could be a deep psychological reason, or maybe you just don't know in general. You just don't like that person. Now, there is a case when it is justifiable to hate a YouTuber. For example, one YouTuber that I genuinely hate is Skitty Bitty. Skitty Bitty is a YouTuber that basically uh, does pretentious, overly long reviews that are preachy. And at first, I just hated her for that. But then I found out that she eBays kids for money and grooms them into giving her money so they can enter her Discord. And she also calls people pedophiles and homophobic without any proper evidence whatsoever. I genuinely hate Skitty Bitty for, being that kind of individual. And then there are the YouTubers who are genuinely harmless, but I still don't like them for some reason. And I'll try to explain why. That Boy Aqua, I actually knew about him before he even changed his YouTube name to That Boy Aqua. And, it's crazy. Despite the fact that I do agree with him on certain video games like the Batman Arkham series, I just don't like him for some reason. I don't know why. He never said or did anything offensive. He never really said or did anything to harm me. And I just still hate his freaking guts. Well, not him as a person, just his content. I just don't like his videos. It could be because I just find his reviews to be way too safe, and that he also affiliates himself with the other pretentious YouTube essayist White Light. So I dislike White Light because despite being a YouTube critic, someone who makes a living off of trash talking other games, the motherfucker had the audacity to sponsor Raid Shadow Legends. If you sponsor Raid Shadow Legends in a critical negative game review, you pretty much just ruin the validity of that review. I'm not gonna trust you as a game critic if you sponsor something that's objectively worse, like the Israeli game Raid Shadow Legends. Like, fuck you. Another YouTube content creator that I just don't like is Ellie Mations. I mean, there was that one time when Ellie Mations got criticized for her weight loss video, and she tried to false flag the YouTuber Think Before You Sleep, who I also don't like, and that was a scummy thing to do. But I mean, overall, Ellie Mations is, as far as I know, is harmless. And hey, she's a talented animator. I mean, I don't know if she really does her own animations anymore. Now that she's, YouTube famous, she can probably hire other people to do it for her. But yeah, it sucks what happened to her in her childhood. I first found out about Ellie Mations when she told her story about her being groomed as a teenager, and it's an awful story. And it's a real story as well. And I don't know, man. I still just can't vibe with her type of videos. The whole, oh, I'm an introvert and I'm autistic. Woe is me. I'm so awkward and introvert. I know I'm sounding like a dick here, but I just don't like animations that much. But what happened to her when she was a child, yeah, that was awful. I really dislike Think Before You Sleep. Um, I don't know, man. Like, his videos, he tries to come off as like the everyman, and I'm like, no, the fuck you are not. You are a rich, well-off YouTuber who's never worked a real job in your entire life. You're not the everyman. You don't work a 9 to 5 or a wage slave job. No, you're a rich, well-off YouTuber who basically makes thousands worth in donations and ad revenue. And it's crazy too because there's a lot of political things that I agree with. Think Before You Sleep on, but I still don't watch them. I still don't really engage with them. Turkey Tom is another content creator that I don't like. Uh, he didn't even say anything I disagree with. I just don't like him. One of my most popular videos was me just shitting on cartoon critics. And one cartoon critic I mentioned that I don't like is Shady Do Rags, or as I call him, Shady Dookie Rags. And look, I watch Shady Dookie Rags. I've seen his videos. He's a harmless guy. He gives very realistic, understandable, and agreeable opinions. But I think that's just, I don't know. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe that's why I don't like him. I just don't like him, or his videos anyway. I don't know him as a person. A lot of his videos usually just come down to him summarizing and explaining the obvious to an episode. And I'm like, well, okay, thank you for explaining what the episode of the show already explained for me. I could have just figured that out on my own and just watched the show. I personally believe, or for the most part, I don't like to watch content creators that just summarize, you know, the piece of media. I would just rather watch the media itself and come to my own conclusion and interpretation. I also really hate Moist Critical. He's like Asmongold or Hassan Piker, but at least Asmongold and Hassan Piker actually have personality. They actually say stupid but interesting stuff. With Moist Critical, it just feels so soulless with his content. It's like, hey guys, it's me, Moist Critical. People poo poo stinky butthole. In today's video, I'm gonna go over an irrelevant drama, or I'm just gonna recommend a shitty game that the normies will like. I have very milk toast, safe, boring opinions, and my fans they just eat it up. I don't know why. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. See you later.